Now, today I'm going to be talking about a strike that's been going on since October of last year that involves video game voice actors, actually. And the interesting thing about video game voice actors and just people who work in the industry is that we know from experience is that we know in the video game industry there are companies, and there are not even companies that like EA and Ubisoft, like a lot of video game companies do this, that they work their employees to the bone. The programmers of the game. I remember there was this story in this same article. There was this story about how in like 2006 or 2007, EA had forced their employees to work 100-hour weeks to get a game pushed through. So we already know that video game companies, they really, really push their employees. Now, in the video game article, or in the article talking about the voice actors, the reason why they're on strike are for 4 reasons. 2 of them, I think you kind of have to agree with. The first video game, the first really serious thing that kind of just blew my mind was reading that the voice actors had an extended period of time in the booth. In the booth recording, obviously, sound effects for the game. And it's not necessarily voice lines that the actors are saying, hey, we don't necessarily want to do this anymore. Or, hey, we think that we should do less of this. It's not that. It's the simplicity of the fact that the voice actors have to be in a booth for an extended period of time, and they have to practice their death lines. Like in Tomb Raider, you heard Lara Croft scream a lot every single time she died. The voice actors have to do that. And I was reading the article, and a voice actor was talking about how voice actors that he would know had actually lost their careers and lost their voice permanently. Like, they did irreparable damage to their voice by the strenuous amount of hours that they would have to scream over and over and over again just to get the final shot. I mean, it literally made their throats bleed. How often they would have to scream.
I won't lie. This is definitely me.
When my throat is bleeding. When I'm coughing up blood. But that's kind of, an obvious grievance. You don't necessarily want your voice actors to have to really, go through that type of strenuous behavior where they have to put their voices, their careers pretty much. This is their job. Being a voice, some of these voice actors, they're just like, well, wait a minute, we're TV voice actors, and we go across platforms. We go from TV to video games, and we never have this in TV. We don't have these health problems in TV voice acting. So they're like, okay, that's a grievance that we should be able to get. That's something that we should be able to pass, right? So for me, I have no problem with the voice actors specifically getting time to rest and heal their voices. I know it sounds ridiculous. They need time to heal their voices. But when you're recording and you're screaming at the top of your lungs for hours upon hours on end, and your throat literally bleeds, it kind of makes sense that you would have time to recuperate, recover. It would obviously delay games even more. There's delays for games all the time. But what would you better have? A voice actor permanently lose their voice for one game, or to see their abilities, their portrayals of these characters for an entire career instead of just for 1 year. This has been 24. Remember to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe for more. I will have a video released tomorrow, except I have video ideas, but there's kind of 2 videos that I want to really do. One is going to be talking about Boogie 2988, and the other one is going to be talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2. Both of those videos are kind of in the works and are also, I'm still doing research on the Boogie aspect, and maybe I won't even do it. It seems like the whole Boogie aspect seems way too political for me, and I really just like talking about video games, and I see that it kind of just doesn't have anything to do with video games. So I may just stay out of the Boogie situation as a whole. But until tomorrow, where I will be releasing another video. There's no question about that. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time.